Have you ever looked at a painting and felt like it was looking back at you? Not just looking, watching, waiting, hiding something. That is why people cannot stop talking about the Mona Lisa. It is a small painting, very small. But somehow, it became one of the most famous things in the world. Millions of people travel to Paris just to stand in front of it for a few seconds. They take pictures. They stare at the face. They look at the smile. And almost everyone asks the same question. Why is this painting so powerful? Why does this woman feel so alive? And what secret is she hiding? Today, we are going to enter the mystery behind the Mona Lisa. But this is not just a story about art. This is a story about genius, patience, obsession, a stolen masterpiece, and one mysterious smile that changed history forever. More than 500 years ago, there was a man named Leonardo da Vinci. He was not just a painter. He was one of the greatest minds the world has ever seen. Leonardo wanted to understand everything: the human body, the sky, the stars, machines, nature, light, water, movement. He was always asking questions. How does the eye see? How does a bird fly? How does a face show emotion? How does life really work? And this deep curiosity made him different from other artists. He did not only paint what he saw, he studied what he saw. He wanted his art to breathe. He wanted the people in his paintings to feel real. And then came the painting that would make his name live forever: the Mona Lisa. At first, it looked simple. A woman sitting quietly, her hands folded, her eyes calm, her smile soft. But the longer people looked at it, the stranger it became, because her smile does not stay the same. From one angle, she looks happy. From another angle, she looks serious. Sometimes she looks kind. Sometimes she looks like she knows a secret you will never understand. That is the power of the Mona Lisa. She does not shout. She does not move. She does not speak. But somehow, she pulls you closer. And once you look at her, it is hard to look away. Leonardo worked on this painting for many years. He did not rush it. He did not finish it quickly and walk away. He kept changing it, studying it, improving it, layer by layer, shadow by shadow, detail by detail. He wanted the face to look soft and natural. He wanted the eyes to feel alive. He wanted the smile to feel like a mystery. And that is why the Mona Lisa still feels different today. Because it was not painted with only colors. It was painted with patience, with science, with emotion, with obsession. But here is where the mystery becomes deeper. Who was the Mona Lisa? Was she a real woman? Was she Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a rich merchant? Was she someone Leonardo imagined? Or was she something even more strange? Some people believe the Mona Lisa was not just a portrait of a woman. They believe Leonardo put part of himself into her face. Some even say it could be Leonardo painted as a woman. That theory sounds crazy. But that is the Mona Lisa. Every answer creates another question. And every question makes the painting more famous. But the painting did not become a world superstar only because of the smile. There was another reason. A shocking reason. A reason that made newspapers around the world talk about it. The Mona Lisa was stolen. Yes, the most famous painting in the world once disappeared. And for 2 years, nobody knew where it was. No one knew who had taken it. No one knew if the painting would ever come back. And the strangest part is this. Before the theft, the Mona Lisa was admired. But it was not the biggest painting in the world. After the theft, everything changed. The empty space on the museum wall became famous. People came just to look at the blank wall where the painting used to hang. Imagine that. A missing painting became more powerful than a painting on display. The world became obsessed. Who stole it? Why did they steal it? Where was it hidden? And would the Mona Lisa ever return? This is where the story becomes even more unbelievable.
The year was 1911. Paris was busy. The Louvre Museum welcomed thousands of visitors every week. Inside its massive halls hung some of the greatest artworks in history, and among them was the Mona Lisa. Nobody knew that one ordinary morning would change the painting's future forever. When museum workers arrived, something felt wrong. At first, nobody noticed. The Louvre was huge. Paintings were sometimes moved for cleaning or photography. But as the hours passed, a terrible realization began to spread. The Mona Lisa was gone. Not covered, not moved. Gone. The painting had vanished without a trace. Museum officials searched every room, every hallway, every storage area. Nothing. The Mona Lisa had disappeared. News spread through Paris like wildfire. Soon, newspapers across France were printing shocking headlines. The world's most mysterious painting had been stolen. People could not believe it. How could someone steal a priceless masterpiece from one of the most famous museums on Earth? Even more surprising, the thief did not use an army. He did not break through walls. He did not use weapons. He simply walked out with the painting. The man behind the theft was named Vincenzo Peruggia. He was an Italian worker who had once helped install protective glass inside the museum. Because he worked there before, he knew the building. He knew the hallways. He knew the routines. And most importantly, he knew where the Mona Lisa was displayed. One evening, he hid inside the Louvre after closing time. He waited patiently in silence. The giant museum became dark and empty. No crowds, no guards nearby, no noise. Just him and the painting. The next morning, before visitors arrived, Peruggia quietly removed the Mona Lisa from the wall. He took off its frame, wrapped the painting, placed it under his coat, and calmly walked out of the museum. No alarm sounded. Nobody stopped him. Nobody suspected anything. The theft was almost unbelievably simple. But what happened next was even more incredible. As the story spread around the world, people became fascinated. The mystery captured everyone's imagination. Newspapers printed stories every day. Writers discussed it. Artists talked about it. Ordinary people argued about it. Who stole it? Why? Where was it hidden? Would it ever return? Suddenly, the Mona Lisa was no longer just another painting. It became a global mystery, a legend, a celebrity. People lined up outside the Louvre, not to see the painting, but to see the empty space where it had once hung. Think about that for a moment. A blank wall was attracting crowds. The missing painting became more famous than ever before. Meanwhile, police searched everywhere. Investigators followed hundreds of leads. Many famous people became suspects. One surprising name shocked everyone: the famous artist Pablo Picasso. Yes, even Picasso was questioned during the investigation. Although he had nothing to do with the theft, the suspicion created even more drama. The mystery kept growing. Months passed, then a year, then another. Still no Mona Lisa. It was as if the painting had disappeared from the face of the earth. But the thief was becoming nervous. For 2 years, he secretly kept the painting hidden, looking at it, protecting it, waiting. Then he made a mistake. For 2 long years, the Mona Lisa remained hidden. The police searched, investigators followed clues, newspapers published theories. People across the world became obsessed with the mystery. But nobody knew the truth. The painting was not hidden in a secret cave. It was not locked inside a castle. It was not owned by a powerful criminal.
It was sitting inside a simple wooden box, hidden by one man, Vincenzo Perugia. The thief believed he was a hero. He believed the Mona Lisa belonged in Italy. He convinced himself that he was not stealing, he was rescuing. At least, that is what he told himself. But as time passed, keeping the painting became harder. The world was watching. The search never stopped. And Perugia started making mistakes. Then one day, he decided to take action. He contacted an art dealer in Italy. He claimed he had the real Mona Lisa. At first, the dealer thought it was a joke. Many people had made false claims before. But curiosity won. A meeting was arranged. The dealer examined the painting carefully. His heart nearly stopped. It was real. The actual Mona Lisa was sitting right in front of him. The brushstrokes matched. The details matched. Everything matched. The dealer immediately contacted authorities. The game was over. Perugia was arrested. The mystery that had shocked the world for 2 years was finally solved. And then something remarkable happened. When the Mona Lisa returned, she was no longer just a painting. She had become a global superstar. Millions of people wanted to see her. The newspapers could not stop talking about her. Writers wrote stories about her. Artists studied her. Tourists traveled across countries just to stand in front of her. The theft had accidentally created the world's most famous painting. Without realizing it, the thief had turned the Mona Lisa into a legend. But that raises another question. What makes people stare at her for so long? After all, there are larger paintings, more colorful paintings, more detailed paintings. So why this one? The answer may be hidden inside her face. Let's start with her eyes. Many visitors experience something strange. No matter where they move, it feels like she is watching them. Step left. She watches. Step right. She watches. Move farther away. Still watching. Of course, the painting is not moving. But Leonardo da Vinci understood something about human vision that most artists never mastered. He knew how to create the illusion of life. He carefully blended light and shadow. Every tiny detail was designed to fool the eye. And the result feels almost magical. Then there is the smile that launched thousands of books, the smile that inspired endless debates, the smile nobody can fully explain. Look directly at her mouth. The smile seems weak, almost invisible. But look at her eyes instead. Suddenly, the smile appears stronger, warmer, friendlier. It is as if her expression changes while you are looking at her. Scientists have studied this effect for years. Some believe it happens because of the way our brains process visual information. Others simply call it genius. Whatever the reason, it works. Even after more than 5 centuries, people still cannot agree on what her smile means. Is she happy? Is she happy? Is she amused? Is she sad? Nobody knows. And perhaps that is exactly why she remains unforgettable. Because the Mona Lisa never gives you a complete answer. She leaves a little mystery behind. And humans love mysteries. But believe it or not, the smile and the theft are not the strangest secrets hidden inside the Mona Lisa. Modern technology has uncovered discoveries that Leonardo never expected anyone to find. And some of those discoveries are so surprising that they sound like something from a mystery movie. So here we are. After more than 500 years, the Mona Lisa still captures the imagination of people around the world. Think about that for a moment. Empires have risen and fallen. Wars have changed nations. Technology has transformed human life. Yet one small painting continues to attract millions of visitors every year. Why? Because the Mona Lisa is more than paint on wood. She is a symbol of curiosity, a symbol of creativity, a symbol of what can happen when someone dedicates themselves completely to their craft. Leonardo da Vinci did not create this masterpiece in a single week. He did not search for shortcuts. He did not rush the process. He spent years studying, learning, experimenting, improving, and perfecting every detail. That dedication is the real secret behind the Mona Lisa. Not the smile, not the mystery, not the fame. The real secret is patience. Leonardo reminds us that extraordinary things are created through small improvements repeated over time. The Mona Lisa also teaches us something powerful about curiosity. Leonardo never stopped asking questions. He wanted to understand the world. He studied science, nature, engineering, the human body, art. His curiosity had no limits. And because he never stopped learning, he created something that would inspire generations long after he was gone. That lesson matters today more than ever. Never stop learning. Never stop growing. Never stop being curious about the world around you. You do not need to be Leonardo da Vinci. You do not need to paint a masterpiece. But you can create something meaningful in your own life. A skill, a business, a dream, a project, a goal that makes a difference. Every great achievement starts the same way, with one small step, one small decision, one moment when you choose not to give up. The Mona Lisa survived centuries. She survived thefts, wars, attacks, and the passage of time itself. Yet she still stands as one of humanity's greatest achievements. That is the power of creating something meaningful. And now, I want to leave you with one final question. If Leonardo's masterpiece was the Mona Lisa, what will your masterpiece be? What dream will you build? What skill will you master? What impact will you leave behind for others? Take a moment to think about it, because the world is still waiting for the unique gift that only you can create. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of history's greatest mysteries. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep believing in your potential. And most importantly, keep creating your own masterpiece. Until next time, stay curious.